All right, so welcome back. So hopefully you're able to get the favorite number working. The idea is that if you change it on one, then you can see that all other people that have the app open see the updates happen right away. So you should be able to go up, you should be able to go down, and you should be able to do a reset. Cool. So make sure that you get that checked in. I don't think I've checked mine in yet. Also, occasionally you should get in the habit of doing an ng lint. I'm kind of afraid to because I'm sure that there's a couple double quotes in places and things. So it looks like my environment.prod has a couple of them. And then also my regular environment has a couple of them. Hey, I feel like that one wasn't really my fault though because I just copied that in. If you do want to fix it, you can hit Command F, and then you can click on this little down arrow, and so you can replace double quotes with single quotes. Sometimes you do have to be careful about that trick because there might be times where you're intentionally using double quotes and single quotes in places, but in these files, that was not the case. I copied it from Firebase, and that's what it said. So let's go ahead and do an ng lint again. It says that my linter is now passing. Great. So I'm gonna go ahead and check this in. You can see I've got my changes for. I guess if your eyes are fast enough, you can kind of see what my changes were. But I added a number to the off area there. I added number to the listening area there, and then I did the setting down here, right? With the important thing is that I did not say this favorite number equals anywhere other than inside the on listener. Then those were my linting fixes. So this is favorite number. Cool. So we've actually finished the app, which is fun. We just need to actually do the deployment of it. And so what I do is I'm still serving over here, but I could stop the serving because I'm pretty sure I'm done at this point. And I'm going to do an ng build -prod. So that's going to start my build for my final app. So it's going to make, if I'm fast, I can see it like before and after. It's going to make a dist folder for me. I was too slow. So it makes a dist folder for you, and it gets the actual files that you're going to deploy up to the web. So we're just going to be doing the hosting on this. So it looks like it's still, half of a meg. So it's small. It probably could be smaller for as small as we made it, but there's some overhead that's associated with it. So that worked. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do Firebase init. So we're going to initialize this app. We really just want hosting for this. We already did the database rules. We did that using the website. Firebase cloud functions, we're not using those at this time. It says, what app do you want? I want my FisherDS favorite things app. So I go looking for my favorite things app, which I have too many things. There it is. What folder do you want to use? Dist. Do you want to configure it as a single page web app? You bet. For some reason, that's the step students sometimes miss. Do you want to override your index.html? No, I do not. That would be terrible because I just made it. Once you do Firebase init, you'll notice that did have a couple changes in Git, so it made 2 files for you, which kind of makes sense. So I'm just going to say in here Firebase init and sync that up. And then I'm going to do a Firebase deploy. And you can write down these steps if you need to. If you need to remember what they are, but I just do them all the time. Oh, mine says I need to rerun Firebase login. I'll do that after the video. But it looks like it deployed it. So it tells me the URL right here. So I can take this URL and I can go paste it into Chrome. And you'll notice that it loads up. One interesting thing that happens is that it has different data. And the reason that it has different data, so here's my local host, so you can see it's kind of doing its thing over here. And then here's my deployed one, and it's got, different values over here. And the reason they're different is because if you remember when we did our environments, we set up 2, right? We set up 1 to development and 1 to production. And in fact, yours probably kind of messed up a little bit until you set a color and until you hit reset number. And that's because in our Firebase FisherDS default, has things like blue and -5, and then over in our favorite things one, so here's my favorite things one, you can see in the database over here, it says things like red and 3, which is why this says red and 3. So it's kind of neat that they're using different databases. To be honest, that's not really a feature that we need in any of our apps, but I just wanted to point it out because that's how a real website would work. And so you can see that I can change it in both places. I can say down and reset, and everybody changes. Cool. Once you've got that done, you can go ahead and copy your URL sheet. And if you're taking this class for credit, make sure you submit that in the URL spreadsheet for submissions, because that's the only way you get a grade for having done it, right? All right, that is it for favorite things. Hopefully you learned a lot about trying to use Angular and all the different things that Angular do. Trying to learn a little bit about Firebase. We're using the standard Firebase SDK this time. Next time we'll use Angular Fire 2, the wrapper. And then hopefully you'll submit your knowledge as you start doing these things. So I know in this one you were just kind of typing a lot. You didn't really know what was going on. But the nice thing about videos is you can pause it, and hopefully you can kind of like reflect a little bit on the things you're doing. And I promise you that as you do more and more of these things, you'll get better and better at it. All right, so that's it for this unit. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.